All right, we're starting a little late, and I just want to welcome you to our meeting tonight. I hope it's informative, and I'd like to recognize Dennis, who is with Foundation Christian Church, and just say thank you once again publicly for the use of the facility here. You've been a great support to the community. They also help out with Winter Sanctuary, where they have 1 week that they host the homeless here. And I take it your congregation that's feeding too? Yeah, the whole thing. So tremendous. So thank you very much. And Pastor Jake, see you.
We have a fellowship of Christian athletes meeting across the halls.
Okay.
He's going back and forth, ping pong meeting.
All right. Well, it was nice to meet him,
Yeah.
and it's great to be here. Let's see. Do we have anyone that's new? Oh, okay. Like to introduce yourself?
I'm Cindy.
It's good to have you here, Cindy. And who invited you?
Okay.
Hey, that's what it's all about. So thank you. See, I don't have the financials. Anyway, our finances are the same they were last month, except for we'll be taking a little bit of money off for cupcakes and whatever. And they're green, so please eat them.
Oh yeah, but you still want them now.
I just received an email, I think it was yesterday, from the city engineers. And so Steve's going to put up on the board, if you can kind of follow with us, there is a subdivision that's being proposed, and we'll show it pretty clearly here. Well, here it is. So if we read along, so there's going to be a development of 19 single-family residential lots on approximately, 479 acres. This is at the corner of Old Auburn and Wintergreen. It's the lot we've complained about because there's construction equipment sitting there for the last how many years. And so what they're basically doing on this is just to put in the utilities, curbs, streets. Okay, this is phase 1 of the project. And so they'll have the roadways, all the underground utilities. They're going to have one lot that's going to be set aside for retention of stormwater, and then they'll be buildable. And so, go ahead, Steve, on the next slide. So if you're not aware, so Old Auburn, Wintergreen, and then the white congregation of dots is Big Oak. So I think, does everyone understand where that is now?
Big old mobile home parks.
Okay, everybody see? Okay, next slide. So here is their proposed plan. The access, the egress will be on Wintergreen, and those lots are not crammed in lots. I mean, if you butt up, they're actually larger lots than the homes that are already over there. So it's going to be a nice project that's going to go in. Wow. So they just want some feedback. We're going to send this out on an email to the area here, and they want feedback by the 30th of the month. And whether we are approving it or disapproving.
Who's the they, the city?
The city needs feedback.
The city.
Yeah.
Are they gonna do anything with, on the Old Auburn side? Are they gonna lower that hill or use that as a berm into the subdivision?
It doesn't really show on this.
Instead of lowering that all the way down to ground level, they're gonna keep that hump there.
It's
on
not
the south side of Old Auburn.
Yeah, it's hard to see. You can't tell on
I
this.
think the documents we got with this have
They level it out.
have the grading maps on it. So
Okay.
check that packet when you get it in the mail, and I think it shows that.
But it's been sitting there as long as I've been here.
Yeah.
It's been a vacant lot. And it's nice that they're not proposing family
Put a roundabout in
residence.
there?
Pardon?
You can put a roundabout in there somewhere?
You can see it.
It's a loop.
It's a loop.
It's a loop,
It
yes.
goes around.
Well, I meant on Wintergreen and Old Auburn.
Oh, no, they won't. It's a four-way stoplight.
I know.
Right.
John, okay.
Keeping you on your toes.
Separate projects.
And just a quick report too, I don't know how many made it over to Big Oak a couple of weeks ago on the proposals for the roundabouts, the one that'll be on Wintergreen and Watchtell, and the other one at Argo. So if you weren't there, that's happening, right? It's happening, so.
They're gonna put a roundabout at Argo
Yes,
and Walked out.
yes.
Wow.
And at the bottom of the hill, right?
That's
Stop
maybe in
line.
the future,
Oh, that's.
Well, that's Roseville anyway.
There's only 2 of them coming in right now.
too.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So, yeah, Argo, there's no crosswalks unless you go up to the light or down to Watchtower. So, that's happening. Okay, the impact team, they called. They're doing undercover on a drug deal. And they said these dealers are never on time. And so they're waiting for this to happen, and if they come on time, then they will come later to the meeting. But anyway, it was nice that he called. The one thing he did convey, he said with the summer months and the heat coming in, that means the nights are going to be a lot nicer. And that means the crazies are out. They're looking for cars that are left open, that are easy to break into. So he said, make sure your cars, you bring the valuables out, and make sure they're locked. So he really stressed that. He said, it's just starting, now that the weather's changed. Okay, if you just want to take a few minutes and give us the good news.
All right.
And just so you're aware, I have Casey coming in May to give us updates more on the physical and so forth. Then Ash is going to come in June, and he's going to talk about how you guys are making our city. We actually have a surplus. When we look in the other areas like Folsom, do we ever think Folsom have money troubles, which they are, or Sacramento or Sacramento County, and here we have a surplus and they keep building. And so, and then I also have been talking about with you, the importance of working together with the council and the mayor.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Bill. I am really, really excited about Citrus Heights. If you have not heard the news, we have almost the ink is dry on a purchaser of most of the mall. And they brought in their first anchor tenant, which is the metal shop, bringing to us a sports complex. And so we are super excited about that. You know, it really does speak to the essence of Citrus Heights to bring family activities to somewhere as central as Citrus Heights in our larger region. And so we're very excited about it. They are very well capitalized, each of them. So Talent Partners, if you have not heard, they are a big funded developer. He has real money. He's not trying to make money off the backs of us. He actually is highly capitalized as an investor himself in real estate and development deals. And the metal shop, for those of you who've heard any controversy, here's the controversy. It's a $120 million project. They're bringing $60 million, and $60 million is going to go into a bond. What does that mean? It's not a bond for vote, it is a bond for investment. For those of you who work on your investments, you know you can purchase bonds on the open market. And so it is not going to go on your tax rolls, which is great. You get to opt into this particular investment. Now, things that people are scared about is, well, if they default, the city's on the hook. That's what we've all been hearing, right? We have a few layers. And if you're anything like me, if you've invested $60 million into something, would you just up and walk away? I don't know that you would, and I don't know that their investors would like that. And so there's going to be a lot of investment already going in, and I know when you make that kind of hefty investment, you're not likely to walk away, and they are very, very successful in doing what they do. They have a track record that we can research. They have references that we can call. So what's the timeline? The timeline, this year it's all about entitlements. If you know what that is, it's paperwork. It's research. It's calling all the consultants to do traffic studies, environmental impact studies, noise, pollution, etc. And then 2027, you will be seeing some groundbreaking of a certain level. And you know as well as I do, if you've done any renovation from the ground up at your house, there's a lot of time that goes by and you see nothing. But you see a lot of machinery working around. That's when they're putting in all the foundational infrastructure to make sure a building can stand up on top of that. And so 27 will be all about the foundational work, and 28, they're hoping to open their doors. Now, 2 years, very aggressive. You know this if you've ever observed any kind of building, have any kind of building in your own home. You're really hoping and praying the schedule that they give you is the schedule they keep. It could be 3 years, but once ground starts breaking, nobody can tell us it's not happening. And so I'm very, very excited about it. Our council and our staff have worked extremely hard to fulfill the promise we made in 2019 to our community about all that research you helped us do about what you want in our community. And so this is step one. I want you to continue to be enthusiastic. Give us your feedback. That's always welcome. And, you know, be part of the process. Celebrate with us that we are going to be bringing all these wonderful amenities to our community. We want to give young families something to do in Citrus Heights, because young families mean uplift for the communities. You know, I don't plan on going anywhere. I want my grandson to have something to do in my city, right? They're in Roseville right now. Well, we can all, you know, have opinions about Roseville, but we want something in our community. So I'm very, very excited about that. Any questions, any things I can address that you may have been thinking of?
The city doesn't own the land, right?
We do not.
So they're gonna buy out the person that owns the land,
Correct.
knock down the buildings, or are they gonna knock down part of the buildings?
It's gonna go in phases, so Metal Shop is gonna be the first, and they don't have any land to knock down right now.
Which side are they gonna start on? Greenback side, Sunrise side?
It's, okay, so if you're very familiar with the area, you know that on the very corner of Greenback and Sunrise, US Bank lives.
Yeah.
Right next to US Bank, beyond the driveway that's on that side, in that next segment, that is where Metal Shop is gonna put their almost
Goodyear
14
is.
acres. Sorry?
Where the Goodyear is, right now you're in there?
No, it's on the Sunrise side.
Oh, the Sunrise
Yeah,
side.
on the Sunrise entry side. No, not on the other side. Yeah.
So
we're-
you're not off the hook if they don't build it, where they're trying to buy it from, they probably have to promise 20 million if they don't do the job.
You know, I don't know what that other negotiation is, but their promise to us is they've got investors with $60 million. I wouldn't want to tell my investors it's a no-go. I just wouldn't, not myself.
All right.
Yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I just
Okay.
wondering what's gonna happen to the buildings if they're, I'd like to watch them fall down myself.
You know, I'm into it too. I want to see good things coming, and sometimes you just have to knock away the old.
Yeah.
Bill, you had a question?
I was just gonna say, I attended the meeting, except for all the letters that we had to read, but 67, I think, was it. But I walked out of there, it's the first time I've really walked out of a council meeting in a long time where I was so pumped up. Their presentation was exceptional. And the people that are in this group and what they've done, didn't they create Greeley's Field?
Yes, they were instrumental in Rayleigh's and several sports complexes around the United States. So, by the way, they have a public website. If you want to see all the doings and the presentation again, it is sunrisesportscomplex.com. They put up the website for us. And so, because they know that we have a very engaged community and they want to keep you in the forefront of information that they're creating.
I was, like Bill, I was very impressed with the presentation, but quite honestly, what I was more impressed with is the city council. The fact that that's been going for a long time, and a lot of people have come and said, you've got to do this because nothing else will work, but you stuck with it, and you kept with the belief, and it's going to happen. I was impressed.
Yeah, thank you for that. We, you know, we stuck to our guns, and some nights those were hard. You know, hearing the disappointment from our community. When are you going to do something? Can you just make this happen? Well, we don't own the thing. We can't tell the owner to move it along faster than they're willing to. And we're just thankful that Talon Capital has really brought some money to help ease their way. Any other questions? Yeah.
I know that I need to get on the website to see that complex thing, but what, can you just share what the general scope of the complex is?
Yes, so for those of you who didn't hear, some details are, it's going to be almost 14 acres. So that's, gonna encompass, Macy's men's furniture. That's the building that will probably be knocked down first. It will include 2 sheets of, hockey regulation ice. One of them will have a 4,000 seat arena built around it, and the other one less so because it's going to be the practice ice. Now, we will not only host ice sports there, it is very convertible to all the other sports you can think of. I think they said it will convert to something like 12 volleyball courts, or, certain, it'll convert to a basketball arena, etc. So we are not limited. So a lot of the feedback I've been hearing recently as well, ice sports just don't succeed in the region. We're not just an ice sport facility. And that's what I can promise you, is that we are not a one-trick pony, because that is a recipe for failure, to do one thing and not be flexible at all. The addition to the ice is we will have a covered field, which I think will end up being as large as 4 football fields, and then we'll have an uncovered field. So with that level of flexibility in the plan, I think we're all gonna be satisfied that we have something to do there. We won't all have to cram ourselves into Van Maren Park for our, for our concerts.
July.
Yes, for our concerts, so we're looking forward to that.
One of the other things I was really impressed with was the depth of research they went into about ice sports.
Yeah.
Ice sports in Northern California, and how people travel from here all the way over to the Bay Area and the South Bay Area to compete in ice sports. And I had never even given that a second thought. I was the same way. What are you talking about, ice sports? But they gave a very good presentation.
Yeah, and Stockton actually lost their minor league team because there was no ice to practice on. And so, there's actually a demand for ice sports specifically, but again, it doesn't have to just be ice sports. So that's what we're actually excited about, the flexibility of the space rather than only the perspective of ice sports coming, although that is very exciting, very, very exciting. Any other questions or comments?
I think because it fits 4,000 people, they also mentioned concerts.
Yeah, indoor and outdoor concerts.
Yeah, I think that's really cool for young people. Conferences, look how many people go to big conferences. So, and they did mention pickleball, because everybody's
crazy about pickleball
right now. So
Yeah.
they mentioned that could be a possibility.
Yeah, so, good things coming, keep your eyes peeled. If you are not already subscribed to our city newsletter, please put your name, go to citrusheights.net and sign up for the newsletter. We will keep you on the ball.
Perfect. Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, so what I want to start with is a big day of service, and so Steve's going to put on a video. It's just an introduction to what it's about, and I think it's going to help you realize that not every project is going to be a hands-on project. I mean, and I think you're going to get into that later, that there's things for all ages, all capabilities. And so we want to just kind of show a brief presentation here, and then I'll turn the time over to Carol and to the mayor, and they can talk about, as team captains, and what projects they're looking at right now.
Hey, Orangeville and Fair Oaks, we are so excited about the 6th annual Big Day of Service. Today's a great day, coming together, making our community amazing. We believe our community is at its best when we're giving and serving together, so we're gonna have a great day today.
With the Big Day of Service, you give your time and your energy and your resources, not just money. This is something that I hear about all over the region. There's communities around the region that look at Orangeville, Fair Oaks and say, we want a big day of service like they have there. And so they're doing a really great job bringing good things to our community all in one day.
So We're doing a renovation for the school amphitheater. It's been looking a little boring lately, and I think this is gonna make it look real nice.
Well, when this amphitheater was installed about 25 years ago, it had sod in all of the footpath areas, and it has long since died and then become an erosion nightmare. So we're finally coming in, reinforcing the sides and filling it with PG so that it can be safe and clean and wonderful.
Over time, these facilities get worn out, gets run down, people hopping over it and pushing it down. And so on this particular project here, today is replacing the mesh fencing here, which is just making it so much safer.
Well, I used to play here for my Little League days and just wanted to help out the kids playing now.
Here at Pecan Park today to help paint rocks for the Kindness Garden, which is a take one, leave one opportunity for our community members that just want a little kindness in their life. I live in Fair Oaks. I want to be involved in my community. I'm here with my son today and really modeling and showing for him what it looks like to give back. And it's also fun and just a great opportunity to meet people in our community.
So today we have a bunch of encouragement projects happening. We're baking cookies for first responders in the area. We're making birthday bags for kids in need that maybe otherwise wouldn't have a birthday party. And then we are also making card packs, blank cards for senior citizens to be able to mail out to their families.
And we are doing flower arrangements for the local senior centers. Just having a little flower arrangement on their table, it gives them something to focus on and brings the outside in.
We are making signs to show our appreciation to local teachers. So we're going to go to the 18 local schools and put these signs up so when the teachers show up Monday, they just know that their community supports them and we just appreciate all of their hard work and effort.
Orangevale is kind of like no other place. We have a town, a small community in a big city. My husband, Jason, and I have been doing Big Day of Service since the beginning. We absolutely love this community.
I should have been here sooner. This is my first year to be involved and I won't ever miss it again. I've lived here for 25 years. It was time overdue to give back to the community and make a difference for our neighbors.
This is my first Big Day of Service, and what I'm seeing is I'm seeing the community come together and give back, do something that they feel is important and fun at the same time.
I think the things that really get important to you, when you get older even, it's not what you have, it's what you give. So volunteering is just kind of my thing now.
Hey, and that's a wrap. Out here at one of our parks here in our community, watching everybody come together, 1,000 people coming out today from Orangevale and Fair Oaks, serving our community. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you next time.
Okay, the difference that was made in 2024, the difference is now it's Orangevale, Fair Oaks, Citrus Heights. And so last year was our first year, and I know some of you know what we did last year. We worked on the Darrah Park, and it still looks pretty good over there. I'm surprised. 2 years ago, we did some work over at C-Bar-C, and it doesn't look too good because the kids have gone in there and done their usual thing. So this year, as far as CHASEN, I have a project over at C-Bar-C to rebuild some tables and benches, paint everything over in the pavilion. And then we have some planter boxes. I think there's maybe 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, anyway, there's some planters where they're going to dump the dirt in. It's mainly spreading out the aggregate and leveling them out because they've taken all the trees out. And so it is a problem with water and trying to reduce the amount of water. Then he keeps on adding. He loves to add. You got to remind me, if he can get free labor, he's all for it. So he's going to. He wants us to come in, and this is where the difference is. So I have work on Saturday, painting 2 gates, backfilling and leveling out, and then doing the repairs. But because of Little League, I need a crew to come in on Wednesday, Thursday, just whatever, how long it takes, probably 4 hours each day. We have to do all the striping in the parking lot. And if you've been over there, that's a big parking lot. So probably half of it one day and then finish up the rest on the other day. And then he threw in a couple of gates. So that's Jaime and what he does, and that's the project we're gonna have. So I've invited, I don't care who wants to come up first, you want to both come up together. And Carol Plocko is with the Chamber of Commerce, and that's why you guys have such a good relationship here. She did a tremendous job last year, her first year as being a team captain, and I'll let them explain. And then our mayor is going to come up and talk to you about the projects that they're promoting at this time, and you can go from there. And then afterwards, if you want to look at the projects that you have, I have the table set up back there, and you can kind of go through the list of what you have going. Okay?
Okay.
I'm really just the preview to the movie. I really wanted to just stand here in support of Carol because her and her husband Steve really ran the whole show for the city last year. And you know, I was involved very minimally at the end there, but I know they put a lot of heart and care into how Big Day of Service represents our city. We are very excited to be part of this effort. It's year 2 for us. But this particular Big Day of Service as a program has been around for 7 years total. And so we're very proud to hook in to already great fast-moving train, but we have our own spice, if you will, to add to what they have on their docket. So I'm gonna let Carol explain all the wonderful projects that we have so far, because there's still a few more.
Thank you.
Yeah, you want me to sit here or you want me to stand?
It's completely up to you. You want to sit, I'm okay. I hate getting up in front of people. You guys seem like such a friendly group. But I've always heard if you're going to get up in front of people, you got to get them to like you. So I'm going to tell you a joke, so you like me in case I So this guy calls the fire department and he says, "Hurry, come quick, my house is on fire, my house is on fire." And the firefighter says, "Okay, how do we get there?" And the guy says, "Don't you have that big red truck anymore?" Yay! Okay, so not starting from the beginning, you all know about Big Day of Service because Bill and his team, all of you have been involved. So just kind of sharing a little bit this year, our goal in Citrus Heights was to get 1/3 to get 1/3 of the sponsorships, 1/3 of the projects. The goal was 60 projects, the goal was $60,000. So I'm happy to say with some really big sponsors that we've had in Citrus Heights, the City of Citrus Heights, the Citrus Heights Rotary and Republic Services have all donated $5,000 for the sponsorship, and then we've had donations from the Citrus Heights Chamber, from Sunrise Marketplace, and from our MariJane. So we are almost at our goal of $20,000. The goal for how many projects we have had is about 20, and we're very close to that now, and maybe after tonight, you guys coming up with some ideas, we'll get a few more. We also have some in-kind sponsors, so if any of you have friends, connections, businesses, with our in-kind sponsors, if you donate a service or something, you can get your name on the t-shirts and the names on some of the signs and stuff. So our in-kind sponsorships, to give you an idea of what we do, Applied Mailing Service, they make all our lawn signs. We have a small painting group based out of Citrus Heights, and he last year painted part of the Veterans Community Center, and this year he's painting a gazebo we have at the new cat sanctuary that's coming to Citrus Heights. Our water district is donating the little orange squishy balls that we throw out at our rally. Republic Services is donating all the big dumpsters that we need when we do projects that include weeding and getting rid of trees and things like that. SMUD is going to plant trees, maybe replace some of those trees that we take out because they're no longer living. Bayside Church has offered all their painting supplies they have in the big warehouse, so we don't have to purchase out of the money that we're trying to raise for Big Day of Service. We have teams, and I know, Bill, you have teams from your church is a good sponsor. So some of the teams we have, they could be team building from a business. We've had Comcast, we've had Republic Services, Churches such as LDS, Church of the Ascension, Lutheran Church brings out a team. Our Rotary has teams, even Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts. It's a great day. Community service for high school kids from Mesa Verde and San Juan. It's a perfect way for them to get their community service sign up that they all have to do. Also, I think for us as parents, when we get our kids involved, there's many projects kids can do. And kids that really get involved in their community become adults that volunteer in their community. So it's really good for kids. I'm not sure little teeny tiny kids, there's probably projects for them unless some of the encouragement projects at the senior places. But even some of the smaller kids can take a shovel and shovel dirt or pull weeds or something. So there's usually something for everybody. And Bill mentioned it when I saw it on the flyers, bring a friend. It's a great way to get together with family, with neighbors, make it a date day, make it a girls' day out, or, something like that. I think anytime you do something with somebody else, it's always fun. So the projects that we have already, we have 3 parks. Bill mentioned ZBRC that he's doing this year. We also have Temple Park, which you went out there with us to kind of walk it. We're doing a project, we're painting the 2 entryways from the neighborhood into the park. We're painting the walls, and painting the basketball courts, got a little bit of damage to that. And also the gates that go out to the parking lot. We're spreading bark, and just like you said, Jaime just kept, we went just to do the wall, painting the walls, and he keeps adding stuff, which is cool. Jaime is one of the guys that oversees the parks for Sunrise Park and Rec, and he is the nicest guy. And then Mitchell Village, the new development on Sunrise and Greenback. Sunrise Park and Rec has just taken over the trail there. They have a nice walking path, and we're gonna do some work there, weeding and things like that to make it prettier. We have 2 schools so far. We're looking to get 3 or 4 more, Grand Oaks and Skycrest. We're working with the Citrus Heights Police Department with the PAL group there, the Police Activities League. They have 2 patios. One is for their officers to take breaks, and they need to have table and chairs, benches redone, and they have an honor wall with some of their officers that have done wonderful things. I'm gonna clean that. We're gonna do some weeding, maybe put a fan out there, a sunscreen. And then there's also an area where the public goes when they're coming to speak to somebody that works at the police department. They have some issues or something, and there's a patio right out in front. We're gonna redo that with, put some cushions on the benches, and maybe plant some flowers so it's a little more comfortable for people. I mentioned the cat sanctuary. So I don't know if you're aware, we're getting a cat sanctuary in Citrus Heights. It's right at Sylvan Corners behind Ciro's Pizza, and it's the old Citrus Heights preschool that closed, I think, about a year ago. There's 2 buildings, there's a dragon on one of the buildings. That's where the sanctuary is going. So it's a really nice property. I believe the city owns the yard and the outside of the property, and then Field Haven Cat Sanctuary is taking over the inside. Well, they're take in stray cats and make sure that they spay and neuter them. So we're gonna paint the gazebo, and we're gonna maybe plant some flowers. They wanna have it's called a quiet garden where people can go if their cat's having surgery or if they've lost an animal. We're gonna do something like that there. Veterans Community Center, we're gonna do some work there again. The gentleman we work with there is the nicest guy, and he will take any help we can get him. So last year we did some painting and weeding. We're gonna do the same thing for him. It's just really help beautify the Veterans Center, where we respect everybody that has served in our military. Sunrise Christian Food Ministry, we're gonna have a project there. We're gonna put in a privacy screen so people that are walking up, aren't going into the place where they're packaging food and things like that, and just general cleanup in that area. Sunrise Marketplace is going to sponsor a project where they're doing a mural. So this would be some things that maybe younger people or people that aren't as physically able to do the weeding and chopping down trees and things like that. They're going to contract with an artist. You see all the murals that we have in Citrus Heights. They're gonna contract an artist that does an outline of a mural, and then we're gonna paint it like a paint by number. So I think that'll be fun, and they're gonna hang it at Sunrise Marketplace. 2 senior livings, the Oars over on Greenback.
Yes.
Yeah. And Oakwood Meadows Senior Living, we're going to have a salon day for seniors, maybe go in and paint nails and fix hair, and then offer them kits to take with them to their rooms so they can have nail clippers and nail polish, things like that. The LDS Church is doing hygiene kits for the homeless, and you may know more about that than I do, but I don't know if it's each individual location or just one location that everybody goes to.
It's
That
one
would be a
location.
really cool project.
It's one location.
One location, I think it's Van Maren.
It's either Van Maren or Oak Avenue.
It's either Van Maren or Oak Avenue. Thanks. And then to make up, so those are 13 projects. We are still working on, Shane and Steve and I, Single Mom Strong, the Sylvan Library, the Fire Department, Sayonara Center, Adopt a Trail, and again, like I said, some more schools that we can work on. So I have a list that we can put over there that you can sign up to volunteer. We'd love you to have first choice. We don't have signups quite yet. If you just put your name and contact information, then as soon as we put it out to the public on April 16th, I think a month before, signups start happening, but we want you guys to get your names in case there are projects that you'd rather have, or if you have a group of people that want to do a project together. So, any questions? Everybody understand? Big Day of Service is just going to be a lot of fun. There's a rally ahead of time. So on the Saturday we perform the work from 10 to 2, and about 8 in the morning we go to Bella Vista and get all pumped up and have breakfast and get our t-shirts and our red t-shirts. This year they're going to be teal. So good. Yay.
This all you did in one day?
It's a one-day
thing,
yeah.
So, is that yours?
Oh, is he the one that's going to go out to CHPD a couple days before? Yeah. So,
I don't think.
do you want to add anything?
Yeah, just a reminder, this is, if you're ever curious what is going on in the other 2 cities or municipalities, bigdayofservice.us is the main website. Or if you hear somebody wants to be a sponsor, we're still looking for sponsors. You can be a small sponsor like I am, or a big sponsor like the city of $5,000. So there are opportunities for everyone to lend a hand to, time, talent, and treasure, right? And so, you can engage at any level you want to, and this is our main site. Any questions, ideas? We're always into ideas.
So Carol, I didn't quite understand if signups don't open to the general public till the 16th, but tonight I say, yeah, I want to help out, but I can't help out over at CHPD, but maybe I'll do the library, maybe I'll do this, maybe I'll do that. How do I get first choice if I
That's
don't
a
even know
great
what
question.
I want?
So on the sign-up sheet, if you put your name and contact information, if you put down
Library.
senior place, library or something, we'll look at that and make sure that before the sign-ups to the general public, we kind of let
So we
you
have to
know.
kind of have an idea what we think
We can pre-populate on the back end.
We can.
That's what we're not saying, but we're saying.
Jane said it better than I.
A question for Bill, are you going to put out something to take signups for your projects?
Well, just so you understand too, the projects are all assigned a number. And then those projects go on the website. So we're talking about projects right now in Citrus Heights. There could be 60, 70 projects. So you go to the website and you can go, let's see what they have. And then you can find something. We prefer if you stayed in Citrus Heights, And the reason they have sponsors is because you're not putting any money out. The people that promote and say take the lead or on a project, they submit to Big Day of Service and say, I need $400 for the material that I'm going to use. They put the request in, it's approved, and then they are refunded the money. So even if you're sponsoring a project, they will reimburse you, and so the money is not coming out of your project. They only go up to $500, so don't get something that's a $1,500 project. You're going to be out some money, so they do $500. So that's what it is. There's going to be a number. So my project will be assigned a number, and it'll go on the board. And I'm looking for people. I recruit, definitely. But then I need also other people too, so that's when the community comes in. So I'd say last year, I probably had about 60-40 mix of people I recruited, people that just signed up. And then we had an autistic son and dad that worked with us. That was interesting. But you know, it's an opportunity for the community to come together. So, that helps. And then the sign-ups, I'm going to be sending out the links that you need. So everybody here that's on the CHASEN email list will get a link, and on the 15th you can start looking at projects and you can start signing up. So right now I'm looking, if you sign something, I'm looking at people who are interested in helping me on my project, if that makes sense. And that's what they're doing. They're looking for people that are interested in doing a project. The one we're looking at is Temple Park. Right now, I think I'm gonna have 3 families as team leaders because it's so big. I gotta divide it up.
We will never shut you out of the project of your choice though. So let us know what your preference is. You know, whether you want to swing a hammer or swing a paintbrush, there are many things for you. Don't be afraid to just say, I'm interested. Any other questions?
That even when you go to one of the sites, if some of the work is a little too physical, say, oh, you know, I have a back injury or something, I'm not quite able to do that, they'll always find something else for you to do.
Don't be afraid. All right.
Thank you, guys.
Okay. So if you want to maybe just sit back, I have the table set up there. So if you're interested in looking at the projects, and just because you put your name down doesn't mean that, that's just showing that you have an interest in a particular project. So I hope this helps. And then, like I say, we'll be sending you links out and telling you step by step on how you can register. It's a lot easier this year than last year. And also, I will probably, when Steve gets a chance, we'll send out the information on the subdivision at Wintergreen and Auburn, so that can get you updated.
Is that a done deal?
No, it has to go. That's why they're getting public. They have to get the public comments on it, and so that's phase 1. Next month is Mike Haslett. He's going to be coming in. Mike is president of Area 5. He is also a freelance photographer. He's he used to work for the Sentinel. Now he's a freelance journalist, and he's going to be talking about AI and also fake news. So the flyers I sent out this month, this was the first for me. That was all AI. I just told him what I wanted, made some changes, and you just keep going through and you make the changes, and there it is. Voila. Otherwise, it would have been a complete failure. And then in May, I have Casey Kempenaar, who was part of the negotiating team, you may say, worked on the planning division as far as the Sunrise Sports Complex. So he's going to be coming in and kind of talking about the nuts and the bolts of the project. He'll be showing overhead views of what it looks like. And then in June, we have the mayor coming in and talking about fiscal responsibility, which our city can proudly say we are fiscally responsible to start taking a look at the cities around our area here that are really hurting financially right now. And that's one of the big appeals, right, for the middle group.
That's right. We have money in the cover.
These other cities can't say that. Just ask Folsom.
Oh no, just before you did, I'm Central CHPD, I guess,
Oh.
we were in the middle of an operation.
Yeah, you were. Is there anything you want to say? You didn't look, well, yeah, you're undercover.
We're undercover,
Were you successful?
That's complicated. It's complicated. We're doing a big drug buy, and it's part of it was very, very successful, and then it became very fluid. So I was like,
Nobody got hurt?
I could head over there real quick. Huh?
Nobody got hurt?
No one got hurt, so I guess that's success. Yes.
There you go.
So it's a long-term operation. Huh?
Didn't have to do with the helicopter?
No, we did have the helicopter. That was one of the helicopters.
Okay.
It wasn't ours, it was DEA's helicopter.
That was on my street.
Yeah. Now you see they typically, wherever you see the helicopter on something like that thing can reach miles upon miles upon miles. So usually they're way away and have cameras zooming in over there. So if it's above you, it's hanging around. It's either there's something right below or it's way far away. But I just wanted to reiterate, typically a lot of our vehicle break-ins and things like that tend to happen around holidays and then summer. Just because it's a little more active. Criminals for some reason get a lot more active in the summertime. It's starting to get warm weather. So make sure your valuables, things like that, are out of your vehicle. We will trend has it to have an uptick in those type of things come spring, summer. The weather does get better. Any questions? It's been a while since I've done a meeting.
No, I already told the lawyer they not, showed up tonight. So
Oh, okay. No, I was any questions on any for police department anything going on? Or?
Well, I asked your commander, is it Schoberg?
It's my sergeant, yes. I was in the car with him when he was talking to you.
Anyway, okay, so, you said this area is actually pretty quiet.
This area is actually very, very quiet. I think we had an operation up in this general area, and I was talking to the neighbors. I was like, weird. I don't think I've ever been in your neighborhood before. That was a couple weeks ago. We had something going on. Yeah, it's typically very, very quiet up here. You get our rogue situations, but it's few and far between. You have a pretty quiet neighborhood. Most of it will obviously sunrise. It's always trouble. This side of the city's been fairly quiet most of the time.
I did have a question, but now I can't remember the name of it, but there's an assembly bill, I think 113, that you guys are starting to cite people for.
Is it the speed one? Is that the one with the speed and we don't do that. At least, they're talking about speed cameras and stuff?
No, it was, okay, I don't remember. I'll look it up and ask you next month.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look it up.
One of the other areas had a presentation about it, and now I can't remember the details, and I thought it was 113, but maybe it's not.
Well, it was, I think it was Area 5, they were talking about a new parking restriction that you have to be so many feet from the corner and you can't.
So 10 feet from the stop signs?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, that's, I feel like that's been around for a little bit.
She said over there, you're just gonna start finally pushing it everywhere.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff, as small as the city is, we only have a small amount of officers also. We can't cover all of it, so we depend on people in neighborhoods and things like that to call, hey, we're having issues at these stop signs. We have parking issues at these stop signs.
Yeah.
And then we can focus our attention to those areas.
It had more to do with safety of children as they exit schools, 20 feet from the crosswalk by the schools. Because cars would pull up to the crosswalk and they couldn't see kids crossing.
So, yeah, that's part of the reason why you're that far. They want to keep you that far off the stop sign. Yeah.
So.
Or the intersection.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
This is my first time here, so, is there a big, how's the sex trafficking issue going?
What part of it? So there's different.
Well, I hear that, the closer you are to the freeway areas, that there's more of that going on.
So, I feel like there's two parts of the sex trafficking. You have the typical ones you see on television where they're walking the streets.
Right.
I don't think we have much of that at all in our city. And then there's other sides of it, massage parlors, things like that, to which we're, our code enforcement, things like that, and the department's looking at angles to combat that. We know other areas where we're having issues with those type of things, and then we want to make sure we get a handle on it if they're coming our way. As far as that
If you ever see something suspicious, what number do you call when it's not?
Call the police department or the online reporting, depends on how, if it's an emergency, obviously call 911. However, if it's something that you just want to bring to attention, you can put it, do an online report, and you can forward it to the right people, depending on what kind of suspicious activity it is. If it's like a neighbor, you think there's short stay traffic, about doing drugs, things like that, or some sort of violent crime things, it comes to my team. If it's code related, it goes obviously code enforcement or POP in that area. Or you're more than welcome to call down emergency line and get an officer there when it's available. It just depends on what it is. It's just I don't know how to, the human trafficking side, there's just so much. I mean, there's obviously the stuff you see on TV of trafficking people across the border. Whether it's labor or sex or things like that in the United States, you see that's obviously a thing. But it's a crime. You spend a lot of time in jail if you caught doing that. That's for sure. As far as the people exploiting the victims, they're going to spend the rest of their life.
I was just working at Kaiser at Point West, and I was going into work one day, and there was a missing morning, and across the street from it was like a bank, and this like a shopping building, and the guy was going out to the bank, and a girl came out of the car. She was a young gal, and she looked like she was and it was heartbreaking for me. I was trying to I didn't want to go across the street.
Yeah.
But, when I called the police, because I was asking for her, you okay? She was kind of in a daze.
Yeah.
And I didn't go in, I went back on the car.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that go into that. As far as the trafficking like that, you obviously minors, people young, drugs, all kinds of things.
But yeah, when I called 911, because I couldn't give any, I tried to take a picture of us.
But this is the best you can do. Obviously, you
And
don't
then we worry about our younger kids.
Yeah.
How, like you said, with the weather now, the kids are out more.
Yep.
Late at night.
Well, I'm just educating, kids. It's the best you can do. I mean, at the end of the day, everyone's going to make their own decision. Educate people so they make the right decision and good decisions. But I appreciate though trying to get all the information you can.
Let them know I appreciate you coming over.
Oh, of course.
I knew that.
Well, our meeting place was not too far from it there, and so so once it got to a fluid situation where I could leave, I made sure we got out and got over here.
Well, let them know we appreciate it.
Oh no, thank you guys. These meetings are very, very important. So at least the police department and the community.
All right, are you hungry? We may have
nothing. I was in the middle of eating when I had to break to go to this operation.
Okay.
I appreciate it. Thank you guys.
Well, thanks for being here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and close. I've already pulled out the number. Are we ready? It's usually the people that attend the first time always seem to get these tickets. I think it's sticks. 343, the last numbers.